Adding and subtracting terms. Now, before we get to that, I just quickly want to do some revision with you. Can you remember that we say that A times B is exactly the same as B times A? For example, if I say 2 times 3 is exactly the same as 3 times 2. This is called the commutative law. This is called the commutative law for those who cares about terminology. It's called the commutative law. Commutative law. So I can swap that around. Okay? So I can say that A times B is the same as B times A. This is pretty important if we do it later on. What you also need to remember is if I have A times A, then that gives me A squared. And if I multiply this A squared times B, my answer will be A squared B. However, if I have B times B, that will equal B squared. And if I multiply this by A, that will be the same as B squared times A, and we leave out the A. But because I can have the commutative law, I can say that this is the same as, and I can swap the two around because we usually write our variables in alphabetical order. So I'm going to write A and then B squared. Now this obviously is not the same. So A squared B is not the same as AB squared because this means A times B and this means B times A. Let's put some values in. So let's put those 2 and 3 in there again. I'm just going to do it over here. If I say A is 2 times 2, that's going to give me 4. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4 times B, which was 3. So 4 times 3 equals 12. If I do it this side, B squared means 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times A, which is 2. 9 times 2 is 18. So you can see that A squared B is definitely not the same as AB squared. And that's very important when we do the following. Now we have done this in previous years. All right, we have done this in previous years. So I'm just quickly going to run past this. We can, if I have 3x plus 5y, I cannot simplify that at all because I don't know what x is. X stands for a certain number, which I don't know what it is, and y stands for another number that I don't know what it is. If they're not the same, I can't add them. However, if I said I have 3 x's plus I have 5 of the same thing, then I can say, well, if I have 3 of this thing plus 5 of the same thing, that's the same as having 8 of that thing that we don't know what it is. So we could add these because they are called like terms. Right, they are called like terms because we like them. Like them. Like terms. Okay, so it's like terms if all variables or pronumerals are the same power and what else can you say? The same power and the same pronumeral. Okay, so what it means is the following. If I have 5AB plus 3BA, they are like terms because I can rewrite this as 5AB plus 3AB because I can just swap them around because of our commutative law. So 5AB plus 3AB will equal 8AB. But if I had 5A squared B plus 3B squared A, They are not like terms because the variables are not to the same power. Even if I rewrite this thing, it becomes 5a squared b plus 3, and I'm going to move the a to the front, a b squared. A squared a is not the same, or a squared a is not the same as, not the same, and neither is b and b squared, as we have looked at over here. So this is not a like term. Why? Because the variables are the same, but they're not to the same power, and therefore they're not like them. So you can't add them. This is as simple as it gets. So to add or subtract, please make sure that you have like terms, that you can only add like terms. I'm going to do one simple example here. Some of the textbooks does the following. So let's have a quick look at an example. They say 3x plus 7y minus 2x plus 3y plus x minus 4y. What is this? Okay, some books say you have to rewrite them and put all the x's together. First of all, how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there any like terms? Like terms are terms with the same pronumeral. I've got an x, so I'm going to say there's a 3x, a negative 2x, which I'm going to put in together, and a plus x. Can you see I use the sign as well? If you don't have colors, you can use something like circles and squares. And so here's y's. It's plus 2y plus 3y minus 4y. So there's all our like terms. So my answer will be 3x, take away 2x. I will be left with 1x. And then I add another x, so that will give me a total of 2x. I have 7y plus 3y, that will give me 10y's, and then I take away 4y's, which gives me 6y. So that will be then my final answer. I can't add this because x and y are not like terms. Please don't get confused by saying a negative and a negative. So I'll quickly show what I mean. If I say negative 3x, take away 2x, they are like terms because both of them have only x's. If I'm at negative 3x and I take away 2x, it will give me negative 5x. Don't get confused and say, yeah, but if I multiply the two, it will give me a positive. But if I subtract negative 3x and I take away 2x, it will get more negative to negative 5x. Please look at the examples to make sure you understand this topic.